Everybody, welcome back to another daily drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I am THF publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today is Carolina basketball and RJ Davis. What is RJ going to do? Everybody seems to have an answer, and yet nobody has an answer. It's been rather entertaining watching, reading the discourse, hearing it, mostly reading it on various social media platforms. People seem to know what a lot of these guys are going to do. In fact, I found it rather comical that the Harrison Ingram returning stuff exploded the other day, and there's still people that believe that is the case as of after midnight, Sunday night, Monday morning. It is officially April 15th. We just don't know. Now, we know some things, and a lot of the stuff that we do know, pretty much everything we do know, you're going to find on our Four Corners message board at TarHeelIllustrated.com. It's just $8.33 a month, guys. We don't give everything away. You don't work for free. We can't work for free. So some of the details are there. But there are a lot of things I could share with you about RJ and his situation. I'm going to do that here in this drop. It's a perfect spot for something like this. And basically what it is that RJ's timeline to making a decision is all up to RJ. Hubert Davis hasn't given him a drop dead date saying, I need to know what you're going to do by this date. RJ has earned the right to take his time and make a decision. Now, they have talked. They had their end of the season meeting. They spoke. We're together this past weekend in Los Angeles. RJ was out there for the Wooden Award stuff, and Hubert was out there, and they had conversations. And RJ is going through his process. Now, I can say this. A lot of the stuff we're hearing about where RJ is in the process is fairly positive for North Carolina. But it's still a process. There's still information to be gathered. There's still decisions to be made. And he's got a really strong family unit, got a really strong mom and dad. They're going to have healthy, open conversations with him about this. And ultimately, they will collectively help him make what they think at this time would be the right decision. But I think what's important for Carolina fans to know is that RJ is going to make this decision when RJ is ready. Now, does that hamstring Carolina, Hubert Davis, with respect to the transfer portal? It kind of does, because if RJ leaves, and with Seth Trimble already gone, Hubert Davis is going to have to look at his roster for next year and say, can I plug Ian Jackson in there and just expect everything to go great? I think it's risky these days with freshmen. It's always been risky with freshmen, but now that everybody's getting older and you can stay old at that spot, going out and getting someone in the portal, I think I think that would be risky to roll everything with an Ian Jackson. So I would think they would pick somebody up, but there are still a lot of kids to enter the portal that haven't entered the portal. Portal closes, it's got another couple weeks. So there are dudes that have not entered yet that will. There's domino effect stuff, as we saw with Mark Pope leaving BYU and going to Kentucky, Calipari going to Arkansas. Pieces are falling, man. They're falling all over the place, and they'll eventually settle. So there are guys out there. So people are worried about, man, RJ, if you're going to go, let Hubert know now so you can go find somebody. There are guys out there. And Hubert fishes in a very small pond anyway, as Jacob and I talked about the other day. So a lot of these kids that are out there that might have great numbers might not fit, so they're never going to be a possibility at North Carolina anyway. I think what's important here is that RJ has earned the right to make the decision when he's ready to make the decision. And he'll do so when he knows for sure. He's not going to hold anybody hostage. He's not going to screw around with Hubert and not tell him that he's made a decision for a while, whether to come back or go, to try to generate more buzz. RJ's not that kind of guy. His parents aren't those kind of people, and there's nothing for him to gain by doing that. This is strictly, let's figure stuff out. Let me decide what I want to do and what I need to do, and then go from there. Now, he's been pretty busy. He had his end of, they lost in the Sweet 16. That was tough to get over. I talked to him in the locker room that night. That was the most disappointed I've ever seen him, or certainly comparable to the Monday night in New Orleans a couple of years ago. That was very disappointing too, but we weren't in the locker room. We still weren't allowed yet in there because of the COVID. There was still COVID stuff going on. This was different. Right there next to him, head down. Very, very difficult thing to get over. It takes time for some of these guys. And then he had the meeting with Hubert, and then he had to go out to LA and do all that stuff. There was the Final Four last week. He probably got away for a few days. He had to do some stuff. I'm not going to go into detail with everything he's done because I don't know everything he's done and everywhere he's been. But it's probably been a little bit of a whirlwind. Now he'll have an opportunity to kind of sit back, figure things out, finish up classes for this semester, and at some point make a decision. It could be by the time you guys watch this podcast. This podcast could be obsolete by the time we post it Monday morning. Who knows? Or it could be another couple of weeks. Regardless, two things that are very important I'm going to reiterate here. Number one, RJ has earned the right to make this decision when he's ready to make the decision, when it happens, when he knows. The other thing is there are a lot of dudes out there and someone will fit. And if Hubert feels like he needs to go into the portal to replace RJ, if RJ goes, then Hubert will do that. He'll find somebody. So Carolina fans, I know a lot of people are on pins and needles. We get hit up. I can't even count how many times every day. What's RJ going to do? I had a friend from high school. I played football with in high school. I talked to him twice a year, maybe. I got a DM from him this morning. Hey, man, what's RJ going to do? I told him this pretty much in two paragraphs, what I just told you guys. He'll make a decision soon. And one way or the other, it's the best decision for him. I ran something or did a pod a couple weeks ago about pros and cons. There are pros and cons. When you have to make a decision like that, he'll evaluate it as pros and cons. And there are pros in both decisions. I think there are a lot in both decisions. I think there are a whole lot in coming back. And some might say the lean is a little bit in that direction right now. We'll see. But pump the brakes, relax, watch the blood pressure a little bit, and just allow this to play out and have faith that even if he leaves, Hubert will still find somebody that's a solid replacement. If he even chooses to go that route, we will obviously be following this very closely. And I said earlier in this drop, and I've said it a bunch of times, we've got a lot of stuff on the Four Corners message board. A premium subscription to Tar Heel Illustrated is just $8.33 a month, guys. The same price it was when I took over this site almost 10 years ago. 10 years ago in August. Same price. We haven't raised it one bit. And this information, we have a lot more information now than we had then. So the value of a subscription is off the charts. So head on over there, sign up. David Sisk is on top of this stuff as much as you can be. And there are other notes that he was posting on there Sunday night, things I'm not going to throw out here in a podcast. Maybe we'd talk about it later this week. Not sure. Head on over there, sign up, and you get access to all that stuff. And also, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get updates every time we upload. If you're a big Carolina football fan, we're hitting spring practice real hard right now. Spring game is Saturday. We got a lot of stuff rolling out. So you want to come over and check out our football coverage as well. I'm AJ, and I'll see you tomorrow.